Today, we're going to dive into a body of water that's so much more than just a lake. I mean, we're talking about a place with its own massive ecosystem, a history that goes back thousands of years, and a kind of beauty that pulls people in from all over the world. Okay, let's get into it. Chilika. So, just to wrap your head around the sheer scale of this place, picture this: 1,100 square kilometers. Yeah, this isn't some little pond. It's basically an inland sea. It's this huge, sprawling, aquatic world that completely transforms with the seasons. And here's what makes it so unique. Chilika is officially Asia's largest brackish water lagoon. And get this, it's the second largest in the entire world. So right off the bat, you know we're talking about a place that's a pretty big deal on the global stage. It's a true geographical marvel. All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at what makes this lagoon so grand. Then, we're going to journey back in time to its ancient past as a major gateway. After that, we have to tackle the modern tourist's dilemma. And then, don't worry, I'll give you the complete game plan to actually experience its three true jewels, and a little bit more. Okay, so first things first, let's start with the basics. What exactly is it that makes Chilika's ecosystem so unbelievably special? Well, it all boils down to one simple concept: brackish water. You know, it's this amazing, delicate dance between fresh water, which is fed by, believe it or not, 52 different rivers, and salt water, which is constantly pushing in from the Bay of Bengal. And it's that perfect mix that creates the ideal conditions for an absolute explosion of life. And what an explosion it is. I mean, this place is one of the last major homes for the endangered Irrawaddy dolphin. It is the single most important wintering spot for migratory birds on the entire Indian subcontinent. We're talking over 160 species flying in from as far away as Siberia. And of course, it's just teeming with fish, prawns, and crabs, which supports the lives of hundreds of thousands of local fishermen. It's no wonder it's a designated Ramsar site, a wetland of truly international importance. But here's the thing. Chilika isn't just an ecological wonder. For thousands upon thousands of years, this place was a buzzing artery of commerce and culture. It was a gateway to the rest of the world. Now, what's so wild about this is the sheer depth of time we're dealing with here. Archaeologists have found evidence of boat building nearby all the way back in the Neolithic period. By 200 BCE, it was a massive port under a king they called the Lord of the Sea. I mean, even the Greek geographer Ptolemy had it on his maps. It was this major thoroughfare for traders from far-off lands, and much later, it was the very spot where the British first landed to occupy Odisha. So you really have to get this picture in your head. This lagoon, which seems so peaceful today, was once a super dynamic, bustling port. It was the crucial link connecting India to all the maritime trade routes of Southeast Asia. That amazing history is literally embedded in its waters. And that, of course, brings us to today. You'd think a place with so much natural beauty and historical weight would be the perfect travel destination, right? But for a lot of visitors, the reality of the experience, well, it doesn't quite live up to the promise. It's the question every traveler has. I mean, with everything Chilika has going for it, dolphins, ancient history, incredible birds, what could possibly spoil the trip? Well, unfortunately, quite a lot if you're not careful. This pretty much sums it up. This quote just captures that deep frustration so many people feel. An experience that is supposed to be absolutely magical turns into this story of disappointment and, honestly, regret. And it's all because of a pretty well-organized system of tourist traps. And yeah, this chart just lays out the disconnect perfectly. On one side, you have the promise, right? You're expecting these serene, beautiful boat rides, but the reality for some is high-pressure sales tactics. You're hoping for amazing dolphin sightings, but instead you get taken on these short trips where the chances are almost zero. You want natural wonders, but you get shown red crabs in a bucket or pressured to buy real pearls that were just found in an oyster. And fair prices? Forget about it. They can be jacked up to 2 or 3 times the real cost. Okay, but listen, it does not have to be this way. The magic of Chilika is 100% real. You need a strategy. You need a game plan to get past all those obstacles. So let's build that plan right now. Let's break down exactly how you can experience all the wonder without any of the worry. All right, so you've basically got 2 main choices. First, there's the official government tour, run by a group called OTDC. This is your safest bet, hands down. It's a fixed price per person, you book it online or at their official counters, and the risk of scams is super low. Then you've got the private boats. Now, they offer flexibility, sure, but the prices are almost always super inflated, and you've got to be ready to bargain aggressively. And here's a crucial tip. Your taxi driver will almost certainly try to push you towards a private boat operator because, they get a kickback.
So here it is, your 4-step checklist for a perfect trip. 1. Know your entry point. Satapada is the place to go for dolphins. 2. If you want a safe bet, just go official. Pre-book the OTDC tour online and you're set. 3. If you do decide to go private, you have to bargain hard. Assume that first price they give you is way, way too high. A 5,500 rupee quote can often come down to 3,500 or even less. And finally, number 4, before you hand over a single rupee, confirm exactly what's included. Ask them, how long is the ride? Are we going to the real dolphin point? Which islands are we stopping at? Get it all clear up front.
And now we get to the reward. Because when you plan it right, when you sidestep all those scams, you get to experience the real, the true, the absolutely breathtaking treasures of the lake. We're talking about the 3 jewels of Chilika. First up, and probably the most famous of all, are the incredibly rare and beautiful Irrawaddy dolphins. Seriously, seeing these endangered creatures in their own home is something you will never forget. Now here's the key. Those short 1-hour boat rides, they often don't go nearly far enough into the lake to where the dolphins actually hang out. You really need one of the longer 3-hour-plus tours that goes into the quieter, deeper parts of their territory. And here's a pro tip from the locals. If you can, go on a less crowded day. Fewer boats means less noise, and that makes the dolphins way more likely to come to the surface. All right, next up are the absolutely stunning islands that are scattered all across the lagoon. Each one has its own totally unique vibe. Okay, so you have Rajhans Island, which is just incredible. It's this tiny, narrow strip of sand where you can literally stand with the calm lagoon water on one side of you and the crashing waves of the Bay of Bengal on the other. It's wild. Then there are the islands near what they call the sea mouth. That's where the lake meets the ocean, and that's where you'll find these little shacks serving up the freshest seafood you've ever had. And for a bit of culture, you've got to visit Chilika Island, which has a beautiful temple right in the middle of it and is a really important pilgrimage site. And the third jewel, this is a spectacle of nature that literally transforms the entire lake every single winter: the birds. We are talking about a gathering of truly epic proportions here. Just imagine massive flocks of flamingos, sea eagles, gulls, and so many other species all arriving from across Asia. The absolute best time to see this is from October to February. And the heart of all this activity is a place called Nilbana Island. It's a protected sanctuary that basically becomes a bustling bird metropolis during migration season. But hey, the experience doesn't have to end the second you step off the boat. There are a couple more things you can do to really deepen your understanding and appreciation of this amazing place. So if you've got some extra time, definitely check out the Chilika Museum. It helps you dive a little deeper into all the history and the science we've been talking about. And right next door at the Eco Park, they have something that will just blow your mind: the actual massive skeleton of a blue whale. And please, whatever you do, do not leave without trying the food on one of the islands. A plate of fresh crab or prawn masala cooked right there in front of you, that's a taste of Chilika you are not going to forget. It all leaves us with one final thought. Chilika is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most incredible, rewarding places aren't the ones that are just handed to you on a silver platter. Its real magic isn't just in its pristine waters or its amazing wildlife, but in the journey you take to navigate its challenges, to find the profound beauty that's waiting just beneath the surface.